Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at CRO. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous CRO update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked down in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now, taking a look at the weekly chart. So as you can see, we do have a Fibonacci retracement set up. If you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, there's going to be a link down below in the description to a video where I do a breakdown on how to use the Fibonacci retracement. So we do have a swing high here set up in November 2021 and the swing low set up in January of 2022. So as you can see, we blasted through our technical target, which was the 1.618 there. And we dropped even lower to our capitulation target, which was 11 cents roughly. And from there, we held that level a bit. We thought that was the bottom, but then we dumped even lower to the 2.618. We have a nice double bottom pattern playing out here, a nice little accumulation phase here, and now we're sort of trying to have a local high, which is probably going to be a lower high in the grand scheme of things. If I zoom in a little bit more, you can see that we do have a channel down pattern. So we started hitting multiple resistance, multiple times. We're hitting this resistance level above us, and we're holding this support level down here. And as you can see, once you come back down to the lower area of the channel, you typically see a move to the upside. And that's what happens when you go to the upside. Once you're in the upside or the upper area of the channel, you typically see a move to the downside afterwards. So this was a good area to get some CRO tokens. We saw this massive dump in November, and we were really doing nothing for a couple of months here, and now we're starting to move to the upside, and we're running into the 2.272 Fibonacci retracement level, which is over here, and we are running into the next resistance block above us, which is set up all the way from, let me show you, all the way from 0.10153 all the way down to 0.08079. So that's your resistance block, and previously that was a support block based off of this little trading range here that we had in summer of 2021. And we lost that as support here in November, obviously, and now we're coming back up to retest that as resistance, as you can see, and from there you typically come back down. So when we come back down, it's important to print a higher low. So maybe we can hold the 2.414 as support and continue from there, or we can just retest the upper area of that lower support block there and come back up. But we don't want to be losing this low that we printed in January of 2022, because that would be negative. That would be really bad, and that would be the continuation of the downtrend. Now, typically with channel down patterns, you break to the upside. So is it possible that this move here is going to be the one that takes us out of this channel down pattern, which we've been in since May of 2022, and we actually see a move to the upside? Maybe we retest the 1.618 down the line and, you know, create at least a higher high here in terms of the November 2022 high. It is possible, but it all depends on Bitcoin. Honestly, I think we're going to see a pullback. If not a pretty strong pullback, then somewhat of a mild pullback, because things are getting a bit unhealthy here with some of the altcoins, and Bitcoin especially is very overextended on the daily chart. We do need to see some sort of a retracement if we want to continue in a healthy uptrend. So I'm looking for a pullback, and that could be a good entry for a lot of altcoins and Bitcoin as well. But for CRO right now, honestly, I would not be dollar cost averaging, because we've gone up so much in the past month. As you can see, we're up 47%, but this is not as much as any other altcoin. Some altcoins have done a 3x in a month. So CRO still not doing as good as that, but I do think we're going to see a pullback down the line, and maybe you can set up some buy limit orders here at the 2.414. But in the grand scheme of things, this is still pretty low. So if you really want to buy in right now for the long term, I'm not going to stop you, obviously, but just expect that when you buy in, things might just reverse a little bit. So you might just want a dollar cost average even lower. So potentially you buy some here, you buy some here, and then you buy some here if we manage to come back down that low. But that's what I have for the weekly chart. The RSI is starting to move to the upside. As you can see, we got to the oversold area in November. We stayed there until January, and then we started pulling back to the upside. Let's see what we have here on the daily chart. This is going to be a bit more interesting. So on the daily chart, obviously we have the bullish cross playing out January 19th. From there, we could have seen a nice 17% move to the upside, but I wouldn't be buying at that point. Let's see what else we have. So yeah, we're kind of in the resistance block right now. If I remove the channel down pattern so it's less confusing, I remove the Fibonacci retracement. As you can see, we're sort of breaking into that resistance block there. But I don't think this is sustainable over time. I don't think we're going to stay in the support block for a while. I think this is going to be brief, sort of brief move to the upside, and then we're going to see a move to the downside. Now, one level you could target is this one over here, this local high that we printed December 5th. This could be a good level for you to enter at 0.06891. So that's going to be a nice level for you to enter if you're looking to get into CRO. From where we are right now, that's a 15% pullback. You could also target this local low that we printed in January. So ideally, what you can do here is you take a support block, or you take a rectangle, and you basically draw a block here. So from this low to this local high, this area is where you could potentially be entering, okay? So let me just bring back everything to the chart. There we go. So let me just draw that back one more time just so we have it for future reference. There we go, that support block. I do think we're going to come back down regardless. So honestly, I wouldn't be buying in right now. I'm waiting with my cash on the side right now because I'm expecting a pullback and I'm hoping we can all enter together. Let's jump into the daily RSI, see what's going on here. Okay, so we ran into the orange trend line as resistance here, and we had a nice pullback. And we pulled back to the yellow trend line, which we really haven't been holding as support as well as I thought we could have been, since we had these two retests early in the year. And we ran into the orange trend line as resistance right after we uploaded that last video on CRO on December 23rd, I think. And after this move below the yellow trend line, we had a very, very strong move to the upside. As you can see, we were oversold here, or overbought, I should say. And once you're overbought on the daily chart, that's a pretty good area to start taking some profits. Maybe you want to swing trade. That's also good. What we can do here is draw this resistance trend line, as you can see, in such a way that it captures all of these points, all of these touches. So this was a fake out, and right now we need to be coming back down. I think the orange trend line is something that we could be targeting here for entries if you want to be safe and you don't want to risk waiting for a lower pullback. Obviously, you still have the yellow trend line, which is something that you can keep an eye on. You do have 3 perfect bounces in the past couple of months, so that's good. So yeah, orange trend line, yellow trend line, wait for a pullback. You still have some time, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. There's a free 7-day trial for my Patreon. The link is going to be down below in the description. You can also check out my Twitter. Thank you all for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.